March this year, he came to me and said, I really like you. Are you interested in me? And I said, yes. Next moments, I felt this magnetic energy between us. His eyes, his lips, it was magnetic. And he said, can I kiss you? And I said, yes. 6 months later, he asked me, will you marry me? And I said, yes. But as a true nomad, our travel plans sometimes bring some complications into relationships. And I said, look, I love you very much, but I have 2 months travel coming up. I'm going to Buenos Aires, then I'm going to Nomad Cruise, and then I'm going to Japan. He's a truly the best man because he said, I'm coming with you. As a Frenchman, he doesn't really need to do much work for the visa. He can go to Canada, he can go to the US, he can go to Japan. But me, as a Ukrainian woman, have to do so much work for each of those visas. So I filled out very long Canadian application, including 5 years travel history. At that moment, I really regret that I'm a nomad. Then I filled out this amount of papers for Japan visa, including everything I own and everything I'm gonna do every single day in Japan. Flew from Madeira to Lisbon to bring my passport. And then 2 weeks later, I got the Japan visa. But there was no news about the Canada, my application, like nothing. There was not moving at all. That's when I found out that this year, Canada Embassy takes about from 4 to 8 months to review visa application. So my chances to go to Nomad Cruise went pretty much like 0. I was upset for 1 day, and then I thought, what if I will join you guys in next stop, which is Alaska. I started to chase the cruise company, calling the call center, sending emails, filling all the forms. I'm like, I'm not giving up. And we've been already in Buenos Aires, which is like 10 days before the cruise. And there was no answer from not Canada visa, not from the cruise company. And we're like, okay, then we're going straight to the Japan, not going to Nomad Cruise. Things are easy. And that moment, and that day, I received this magic email from Rainy that's saying, Valerie, congratulations, you got the approval to join in Alaska. And instead of the joy, I felt a huge anxiety. I was like, oh my God, we just made the plans and now we have to shake them over again. And Martin, my fiance, who was looking at me freaking out, he came to me with a coin and said like, okay, if hat, we are going to Nomad Cruise. If the number, we are going to Japan. So we flipped the coin, and guess what? We are going to Japan. Oh, we are going to Nomad Cruise. But to go to Nomad Cruise, I have to fly so we found the flight from Buenos Aires to Hudson, from Hudson to LA, from LA to Seattle, from Seattle to Alaska. That is freaking expensive. And he's supposed to go from Hudson to Vancouver, and we're supposed to meet in the ship 2 days later. Okay, I'm a strong woman, independent, very with a travel experience. We do this trip because I really want to be in Nomad Cruise. I'm flying to Sitka. After 2 days of flight, 4 days of flight, I'm checking into my Airbnb with the problems of taxi, delays. I was running after the flight, and I'm like putting this out of my shoulders, these heavy bags. I'm like, now I can relax and calmly waiting for cruise to arrive. That's where my friend Patrick sent me a message like, hey, how are you doing? I've heard that we are not coming to Sitka anymore. I'm hungry. I haven't slept. I'm freaking tired after this long trip. I'm like, come on, this is not funny. He's like, no, wait, it's not, I'm serious. We are not going to Sitka anymore. I felt like my heart is frozen, my legs are shaking, I don't know what to do. Sitka is 200 per night, and I'm gonna be broken 1 week. And also, my fiance, who came to Nomad Cruise for me, right now is the Nomad Cruise without me. Next days, instead of chilling and relaxing, recovering, I've been spending like a maniac with this windy.com and his location in the map, looking at things what's the weather conditions, because you didn't come to Sitka because of the weather conditions. That means that my flight will also not fly away from Sitka. Luckily, I'm a lucky girl, as you can see, I'm a very lucky girl. On the day when you arrive to Ketchikan, I've been waiting until you arrive. There was a flight that I could take at 11 a.m. and arrive to Ketchikan at 12 a.m. And this like super tiny airport that you can pass like in 5 minutes, I arrived 1.5 hours earlier and was nervously looking at the screen and looking if something gonna happen with my flight. I was afraid to miss it. I was afraid it's gonna be canceled or delayed or anything. I think I was not really breathing anymore. So I took the flight, and I think I was praying the whole flight. And when I stepped out from the airport, Martin, my fiance, came with a super expensive taxi to meet me. And I was been shaking, and he hugged me. And I was like, I'm home. I'm home with the person that I love, and I'm happy to be here. And when I stepped into the boat, I'm like, I cannot imagine that I fucking did that.
A bigger applause to Valerie, who shared this story.